Hello! It's the start of the new month. Ignore all my mess. We did not tidy. Usually, when I'm recording, it's cards, so we're very zoomed in. So, ooh, behind the scenes. May. Yay. That's the last month in this journal. We're almost done. Crazy to think that we're in the last month of spring. But I do always love getting a new notebook, so yeah. I've been doing something a little bit different too. As I mentioned in my April wrap-up, I started taking my cards outside when I can, which so far this month I have not been able to. It's been quite rainy. So yeah, that's okay. So that's why, anyway, I've got these black and white images because I've been using this little like thermal printer, which doesn't get like the most amazing quality, but I don't know. Paring down this business, the little bit I have with just like printing the images here so I don't have to like cut it out. I'm just writing the date, not stamping it, has made it, I don't know, it is feeling right and I like it. So then, and also with my decks, I'm going off vibes. There's no plan. Sticking to 2 decks for a few days, a week maybe. We'll see. I don't know. So that makes it so if I am bringing it outside though, I can kind of have I'll pick the decks and then I'll pick some like washi and stickers to put in my little tote bag that I bring outside. That's the plan. Anyways, these pages. So I think what I want to do, instead of like doing a little outline, I might keep it simple as well. And I got this beautiful notepad from Katie Daisy. And even though it says notes, I think I might stick it here to be the little space to write in my favorites. I use this for actually, I can show my April month page in my planner, which is where I write the new decks I get in for the month. I used it there and I thought it was so pretty, especially paired with this frog sticky note. So I kind of want to use it again because I couldn't use it for this month. I'll show you. Here's the page for this month. A little bit more cluttered. Is that the way you say that? Yes. But I've got this little fairy notepad, strawberry raccoon. So I have to kind of like lift it up in spaces, but that's okay. Anyways. I think I want to stick this in there. I think that'd be nice. Because I just think it's so pretty. I've been loving getting notepads lately to use as part of my little journaling collages. Sorry if that's a horrible noise to some people. Alright, so we probably won't have space to write favorite decks. Let's bring this all the way to the bottom. Yeah, quite a large page, but that's okay. You know, because at this point, I know what's in there. And if future me, for some reason, is ever looking back at these, the other months haven't, so that's okay. That actually makes it quite easy. What color do we think May is? Purple? Did I write April in purple? Oh, God. I kind of feel like I did. It's kind of like a pink. Perfect. Alright, then, I didn't even cut these out before just starting. But my card of the month is Songy of the Moon Woman. Very excited about this one. My one last month was pretty much about like obstacles and things being hard, LOL. This is about finding magic in the everyday things. Love that. So I need scissors. And I've got 2 here because here's my plan. While I do think I have been loving using these Weaver cards this year, I think it has been very beneficial to use a deck like this and just the one card to focus on. But I feel like I could take it even a step further in terms of like my own remembering to kind of think back on it, which I will say I have been doing, but I think there could be more of a consistency there. So my plan is, I've got this bigger one. I kind of want to put it onto cardstock and use it as a bookmark in my planner. Because my planner, I open up to pretty much every day. And so I can use it as a bookmark to be in the current spot. So it's something that I truly am looking at every single day, because I've got it on my desk, so I do, look at it over here. But sometimes I'm not always paying attention. It becomes a part of the background. And then I don't flip back to this page pretty much until the end of the month. Isn't that a beautiful card, though? Okay, I'm pleased. That was very simple. Love. We're going simplicity this month. That's been the vibe. Archer and Olive has not come out with their summer line yet. Very fancy. I can't wait. So let's see how this goes. I don't know. I think I've got do I have cardstock? I feel like yes. I've got some sort of thicker paper, I think. What are you? That's not cardstock. You are cardstock. Alright. Oh, yes, this is what I wanted. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stick it onto here, cut it out, and then we will corner around. And it's going to be like a custom bookmark. How cool. Let's get it to the edge. So we only have to cut 3 sides. Oh, I'm just thinking smart. Oh, I could have made it so I only had to, well, I could just cut 2 sides. Oh my gosh, so smart. Nope, I have to make that nice. Okay. Beautiful. Alright, would you look at that? So now I've got like my own little mini card that I'm going to use as a bookmark. I think that'll be nice. Let's see. Real quick. I gotta go get my little bungee. It's sitting somewhere else. I just keep forgetting it. So, there are already markers in this. But again, this is more for the purpose of like reminding me. So we just put it right in there. Maybe a little so it doesn't get damaged. Perfect. Love it. Okay, we'll see how that idea works out. Okay, time to get into the favorites from the month. Very excited. Yes, it was a good month this month. I really felt a bit of a coming back to myself, if that makes sense. Oh my god, drama. Dramatic thing to say. Anyway, but yeah, I just felt better this month. And you know, I think it has a lot to do with May really kicks off gardening season for me, especially like halfway through the month when we get to Mother's Day. Mother's Day is usually my marker for starting to put things out in the garden. I definitely went a little gung-ho. Well, not my fault. I went a little gung-ho because around Mother's Day this year it was just like extremely nice out, and then we had a very unseasonal, I'm gonna use the word cold snap, but not like, it never went below freezing. So everything I put out was okay, but next year I'm gonna wait until closer to June to put out like my tomatoes and my peppers, both like heat-loving plants. I think they're fine. The peppers will look a little worse for the wear, so. But you know what? It's all experiment. And if they die, then I can go get some plants. I started these all from seed. I'm very proud of it. Actually, I should check. In my dream last night, aside, my eggplant plant was like totally dead in the garden. What an odd dream. I don't think that's the case. That actually is the one that like looks the best. Anyway, yeah, and I think just like when, after a long winter, beginning of spring, getting to be in the garden again, like, I come to life. I come to life again, and it's so nice. I'm loving how everything is looking. I'm hoping there's a garden update in this for you. I can't remember where I filmed it, whether it was on my phone or on the camera. If it's on my phone, I definitely accidentally deleted it. Oops. I feel like I had like both, but there will definitely be a large one coming in June, so there's that. But yeah, I have pretty much everything set now. Oh my gosh, the amount of like nurseries I've been to in the last few weeks, so fun. I love going to them so much. But I think my garden is officially full. Like, I'd have to expand to like comfortably fit more, but that's okay. I love it. I'm so pleased with how it's looking so far, so can't wait to do a June update because that's when everything really starts to take off. Okay, what do I want to get into first? I don't know. Let's talk about my card of the month. This month, this was my companion for the month. It is the Songy of the Moon Woman. And first of all, what a beautiful card. Love it. The main message, at least again, that I took away from this card was really being sure to find the small magics around. Is that I feel like I'm not using the proper grammar there. Like, my brain wants to say small magics, but I feel like it's just small magic. I don't know. Finding the small magic in the everyday. And I loved it. I loved this message this month. Of all the cards so far, for some reason this one like really stuck in my head and I thought about it a lot. Just going through my days of like seeing something that brings me joy or like I'm fascinated by and being like, oh my gosh, there it is. Like, there's the little small magic. With the birds outside, I had orioles in my yard for the first time. I'll have a clip of that. I know where that clip is. They're so beautiful. And where was I going with that? Yeah, that was the message. Finding the small magic. And it was really helpful this month. Because while gardening season was back, feeling good, when we got into like that cold period, it made me a little sad. And, which is okay. But I think it was good to kind of have that idea of finding the small magic and kind of realizing the little things that bring me joy that I really lean on in those moments is magic in its own way. And so, yeah, really enjoyed that card for this month. I'm loving. Now we're almost officially halfway through the year. I am loving using this deck as a card of the month and having like this singular card. I'm getting ahead of myself, but I'm already thinking like, oh, like, what could I even use that would compare? I don't know. Anyways, books are random favorites. Let's do random favorites. Then books. Starting off with, oh, hold on, I'm not prepared at all. One of my random favorites of the month is I finally started like putting, sorry, that's my TikTok. So rude of me. But I have to find, hold on. Let's talk and then find. I have finally started trying to like use the proper products in my hair for my hair texture. If you've been watching these monthly videos, you'll know that like as of a few months ago, I really started getting into kind of taking better care of my hair thanks to Abby Young on YouTube and on TikTok. She has the best tips with all like drugstore products, and not completely, but like really some great recommendations for that I've been utilizing. My hair has felt so good, so healthy, love it. Now I feel like the next step was that I have like a hair texture that's been kind of confusing to me because it has always felt like it will do what I want it to do, but I don't really know what it wants to do. You know what I mean? Where like I've always had a hair where if I put gel in it, you know, when like in the early to mid 2000s, that like very like gelled, scrunched look was the thing. My hair does that really well. It'll get like curly, but then at the same time, if I like let my hair dry with nothing in it and like brush it and put it in like a ponytail for a bit, it will get like very straight, very strange. It holds a curl well, but it could straighten well. And so it's been like I just don't know. I don't know what my hair is, you know what I mean? Or I didn't know. And so what I have gathered, again, from just being on the hair side of the internet is that I just have true wavy hair. Because I never felt like I could call it curly because it's not, you know what I mean? But like I could get it there, but that's not its natural state. Wavy. And so I've gotten into this whole like wavy hair side of TikTok, which led me to let me make sure I get her name right. I know her first name is, oh, it's Greta. So this is where I'm getting all my information. Her name is Greta Wilson on TikTok. She has this whole wavy hair routine that like I keep seeing all these people trying and raving about. And so I was like, let me try that. And oh my gosh, so good. And what I love about it is that she has products that she really likes and recommends, but just from like, again, I have like tried everything under the sun, I feel like, with my hair and like understanding its texture. So I've just got hair products, random hair products around. It's been a very long time of me just kind of using just a leave-in something, brushing it and letting it dry how it is. And so, but I never get rid of a hair product because like I see now, sometimes I come back around to wanting to use it. So anyway, so I actually had every step of her routine, just like a different product, which is why I'm not going to show the exact product because I don't know how much it matters. I don't know. But the routine is, and I would watch her video on it to really get like the how-to, but it's using a curl cream, then a mousse, and then like a little bit of gel, and like scrunching that into your hair using a diffuser, which I've never used before. I had like the attachment for a hairdryer, but that was cool. And the step that I didn't know about was like when it's all dried, you know, the gel kind of makes it crunchy. You can take a hair oil and like scrunch that into your hair and it really softens it. And from doing that, it's like that, I'm seeing the wavy hair. And it feels like, oh my gosh, that's like how my hair wants to be, because it's, otherwise my hair can get very like frizzy and like poof a lot. And so I've always been like, what's going on? Wavy. Turns out wavy. Because I know there's the whole like curly girl routine, and I've tried that. It doesn't really work for me because my hair isn't curly. It's wavy. You know what I'm saying? So, highly recommend if you have wavy hair or suspect you do. It's really fun. She's got a lot of videos too where she does her hair on the routine on even like her friends with straighter hair, and it's still kind of like it adds a wave. Really fun. But especially if you have wavy hair, I have been loving this. Don't look at my, I mean, this is not the proof. It's Saturday morning and it's raining, okay? But I've been loving it. It's great. So that's a favorite. Other random favorite is I got some stickers from the washi tape shop, which I did once before years ago for this like cute Christmas set they had, and I love it. But I've just never really gone back to their website until Andy got some from them and showed me, and I was like, wait, oh my gosh, like I love the set I have. Let's go look. And I got a bunch of stickers for spring. And what I love about the washi tape shop, so here's how it comes. It comes in washi tape form, and they have regular washi tape, all of that, but they're stickers. I just really love how it comes in a roll, and they do have, I think they call it kiss cut versions. I did get some that aren't, so you kind of have to like cut them out, which is fine. However, I think it really shines with the kiss cut version. So it's very conveniently just like you get so many stickers in a roll, very like storage friendly, and I can just like put this in my bag if I want to use these stickers and don't really have to think about it. But it comes in a roll and you can just like, I don't know if I have one to show. Do I want to like, I think you all know what I mean, but just to show. It peels right off just like a sticker sheet. So cool. So how cute. I've got these like cats and dogs. I got a bunch of them. But the favorite, it's just generally this brand. But the other one I really love is I got their, I can't remember what exactly it's called, but it's like their cottage set. And how, oh, let's look at all this. And so it makes these really beautiful layouts on a page. It's that washi sticker material, so it almost looks like it just like blends right into the page. I love these. I think they're very reasonably priced. They often have sales, and you get, why I think it's reasonably priced too is because you get so much. I bought that Christmas set 2-3 years ago now. I don't know. And even though like there's a roll in the set that is like very clearly Christmas, but the rest of it is very usable like throughout the winter, and even one of the rolls is usable for spring. So, you know, I don't just use it for Christmas. I use it a lot throughout those seasons, and I'm not even close to out. So, love those so much. Okay, the last random favorite is, of course, releasing my new deck, literally a week ago now. This is the Sacred Grounds Oracle. I have a full walkthrough up that I put up last week. I am so excited about this, really proud of this project. Typically, like my other decks I've created, not that like they're like super fast in the making, like it's like a month turnaround, but the experience I had with the other decks I made is that like within a few months, it's like I had the concept and was able to really like nail it down, make it happen kind of thing. within a span of like, I'd say like 6 months. This has been rolling around in my head for years, and I like using Canva for my like collaging and things like that. I have had this, what would you call it, project, they call it projects in Canva, going truly for years. It has taken on so many forms, and finally it just like clicked one day and I was like, no, this is how it has to look. But still, it was a whole process of me gathering images of my own garden, finding these statues, then of course putting the keywords. Like it was a very slow going project. And so the fact that it's done, complete, and now out, crazy. It's so interesting how it's like, it really feels like every project has its own pace, and I have especially learned from this one to not rush it. It'll take shape when it's ready to take shape. But I'm really proud of this one. I've been loving using it. So I'm gonna get into my deck favorites, and this is absolutely one. I've been using it a ton, but I didn't want to be repetitive, so just know. This is also a deck favorite in terms of using, but just a general favorite in terms of that it's out there. So it's on Make Playing Cards to order at any time, along with my other decks. You can always find them there. I'm excited about it. So that is the Sacred Grounds Oracle. Now, oh, books. I read books this month, because last month actually was the first month where I didn't, no, wait, was it last month? No, it might have been the month before. I don't remember. When was that? There was a month I didn't finish a singular book. No, it was April, which I think, it was odd for me, but I think it's one of those things where I was like going so strong for the whole like first part of the year that it just like, I don't know, I just had a little bit of a slump. But we came back this month. So I finished three books. The first one was Sword Heart by T. Kingfisher, which just had I don't think this is like a new book. No, it's not, but it had a reprint. And so of course I love this one. I love T. Kingfisher so much. But this was my first one I read that is more so in their like romance kind of. It's not part of the series. There is a separate series that is more like romance, but this is in that world, I believe. And so I've never read one of their like intentional romances, and I loved this so much. It was like my perfect way to read romance because there was still so much fantasy to it. No, I wouldn't say like, it's not intensely so, but there was a really magical world and still this like really great outside storyline, that it wasn't like a focus just on the romance, but it was this perfect balance. I loved the characters. I gave this one 4 stars. Loved it. So then the next read was A Fellowship of Bakers and Magic. So cute. So cute. This was a cozy fantasy. There's romance elements in there, not intensely so. So if you want a like fantasy romance with no, what would you call it, explicit scenes, especially A Fellowship of Bakers and Magic, nothing of the sort. I'm not against that, but you know, sometimes there's some occasions for each, and I know some people have that preference. So just so you know, Sword Heart, it's nothing crazy, if that's your preference. This one was really cute. This one got me truly out of a reading slump. I read it so fast. It felt like, I say this like with so much I loved this book, it was cheesy in all the right ways. You know what I mean? Almost where it's like, it I've never read a book that felt cheesy to me where when I was done with it, I was like, that was intentional though. Like the author, I feel like the author knew they were writing some parts of it to be a slightly cheesy, and it was perfect. Where it's like, instead of like rolling my eyes at it, I was like, yes, no, love it. Love the cheesiness there. It's so right. It's feel good. I loved the message. I can't wait for the next one to come out. This was also a 4-star read for me. So good. Very fast pace. So if you're looking for something that's gonna be like just cozy, fun, I think it's perfect for spring or even, you know, like summer, and you can kind of get through quick. That was a great one. Last but not least was The Jet Setters. This was my book club book for the month, and I'm just gonna start this off by saying I did not like it. I didn't like it. Just to add though, that books like this kind of like contemporary fiction, I generally am not huge about those. I don't love those. And the book club I'm in tends to read a lot of that, which is part of the reason why I was interested in joining. One, it's a lot of my friends from college. This is bothering me because these are not even. No, I can't make that happen. Why is that so uneven? How do I make... Oh, okay. We're just gonna leave it alone. A friend from college started it, so that's one reason. Getting to talk to my friends about books, love it. But they have a different reading style than I do. They're not fantasy readers. More so like true contemporary fiction, contemporary romance, that's the thing. Sometimes we get a historical fiction in there, sometimes thriller, mystery, but the last few have been contemporary fiction, and I don't really like that. I just don't. And so that's a big, big, big preface there for my opinion. But this was actually my first time giving something 2 stars. Can't really give, you know, I didn't want to give it like a 1 because I'm like, well, I did finish it. The past like 2-month ones I did not finish, so I just didn't like it. I don't know what else to say. I felt that I understood the theme it was trying to like express, and the lesson that was trying to express. I felt it was extremely unresolved, and not that I think everything has to have a resolution. I think there's a lot of power in showing something like with contemporary fiction how it's supposed to be much more like personally relatable. You know, I think there can be power in there not being resolutions to things when that's kind of just reality. But this one felt more so where there was so much like non-resolution that when I finished the book I was like, what was the point? That's where I have a gripe of like, why did I read this? Why did I get into the stories of these people? What was I supposed to even get out of that? I have no idea. And then it felt too like there was an attempt to like resolve something, but nothing did get resolved. And the ending felt so extremely rushed, as if the author was trying to just like wrap it up in a nice way, but it didn't wrap it up in a way that gave a singular answer. We know where everyone ended up, but again, it leaves me with like, what was I even supposed to get out of that reading experience? And I think that's where my problem came in. Is like, I'm okay if it's unresolved, but what's the lesson there? I don't know. Didn't like. Ooh, that's my first time like really just disliking a book that in that way. So that's where my reads. Those are my reads for the month. Okay, I think now all that's left is to get into the deck favorites. So let's turn the camera around and see what I liked using for the month. Okay, let's start out with my favorite pairs from the Lion's Heart Challenge practice I do with Andy. Now these are just the pairs that were my favorite. I haven't watched Andy's update. She keeps all the facts and figures and does an update at the end of the month, which is so fun, with the pairs that came up the most for each of us, which, again, if you don't know, I'm so distracted. What we do is pick out 6 deck pairs, and then when it's our turn to read, we roll a 6-sided dice, and whatever number we land on, that's the pair you use. And so Andy does a little report on which numbers we rolled the most, and then she also does like what cards got pulled the most, which is fun. So I haven't watched that yet, so I don't know what actually came up the most. I think it was actually a little bit more evenly dispersed this month, but I have 2 pairs that I just really, really enjoyed. The first one being the True Sight Oracle with the Gardens and Goblins Tarot. Now, my whole theme for this month, because the challenge theme was Beltane, kind of switching of the seasons, growth, all things you would associate with Beltane, so I really wanted to get into some just like fun colors, fun decks. That was just what I felt like I really wanted this month. And so I just loved the whole D&D theme going on with this pair, but almost, well, I was gonna say subtle D&D theme, but the True Sight Oracle is very explicitly a D&D theme. And this uses D&D book images, but I do feel like both are really, usable, even if you are not a D&D person. But I do love how they connect in that way, and I just thought they were such a good pair. They read so well together. I think because there's that underlying theme to both. But also I think the artwork goes really nicely together, because this deck, as you can see, there's a lot going on with the collage, a lot of different colors and images, and so pairing it with something that is black and white, more pared down, just really worked. It really felt like it was kind of like helped to pick apart what was going on in the Gardens and Goblins, because I can have a tough time pairing that one because there's so much going on. This was the perfect pair. I loved them so much together. So that is the Gardens and Goblins with the True Sight Oracle. Then the other deck pair I loved, which was an unexpected pair. I don't know what made me put these 2 together, but I loved them. It was the Green Witch Oracle with the Affirmators Tarot. I just knew I wanted to use this deck so bad this month, and it just felt right to put it into this challenge. But I've never tried to really pair it before. This is a deck I've had for a long, long time, but it was Paul's deck for quite a while. He kind of took it over, but he hasn't used it in so long, years. So I took it back. And I love it so much. Oh my gosh, do I love it. And something about these 2 decks, I just think they go. It made me so happy to pull this pair out. And I don't know, to me, I think like looks-wise, they go well enough. Obviously, it's probably not the best pairing for either of them, but the way they read was so just excellent together. And really fun. I think you know what it is? I think these 2 decks together feel like me, because we've got this kind of like garden cottage core thing going on here, but then the bright fun kind of childlike illustration. So I think putting them together, I'm putting these puzzle pieces together currently, and I think that's why I liked them so much together. The colors in this make me so happy. I love the tone of the guidebook. I just thought this was fun. It was really fun. So, that's the Affirmators Tarot with the Green Witch Oracle. Alright, now let's get into my favorites from just my personal readings this month. And the way I went about this month was I put a halt on kind of the system I was using for a few months of picking out how many was it? 3 to 4 pairs, and that's what I would use. You know, I go through cycles of kind of needing more structure and then not needing structure. I've discovered that about myself, and so that's what it was. I just was in a time where I needed more structure, and during April it really felt like, nope, okay, this isn't working in this moment. Now I don't want structure. So we're back in an unstructured moment, and I really enjoyed it. And so I actually found, though, that I would kind of pick a pair of decks, and I would use it for a few days in a row, and I really enjoyed that. And I especially found that I knew this about myself, that I am very oracle focused versus tarot focused. To me, often the tarot is the secondary choice, the secondary thought. And so I found especially that I would pick an oracle deck and use that oracle deck for actually quite a long time, and every few days switch the tarot I was using with it. So I'm going to show pairs, and really what I'm showing is that these were the decks I used for like a very long time this month at some point, and this was my favorite tarot that went with it, of the ones I tried. So let's start with, of course, can you guess? Kate Forsyth's Fairy Tale Oracle. Oh my gosh, I love this so much. I think I used this for a solid week and a half, and my favorite pairing with it was probably the Herbcrafters. I think these really worked well together. Yes, oh my gosh, love this. I just think the artwork goes well together. I like adding the plant element to the story element. Look at that, the colors. And I also just really liked the reading that resulted from these two decks together, which of course is the whole point, right? Because with this deck we get into the story of the fairy tale, the certain theme it's trying to get at in that fairy tale, and I, again, really liked layering it with the Herbcrafters, which has such good plant information in there. It just felt like the perfect pair for the moment, really. Like fantasy and reality, almost. Because this brought me into that kind of fantasy-ish fairy tale world I just love so much. But then what I love about Herbcrafters is it really kind of connects me to the present moment, at least this time of year when we're in kind of spring, summer. Especially so because I've been pulling my cards outside, as long as it's not raining, of course. And so, especially so because of that. And yeah, I just really loved how these read together. So much fun using them. So that is Kate Forsyth's Fairy Tale Oracle with the Herbcrafters Tarot. Where's the book? There it is. Okay. Next we've got The Spiritual Meaning of Birds with the Magical Hours Tarot. this set I actually pretty much exclusively used together, again, for quite a while. I love this tarot so much. It was such a pleasant surprise. I didn't know what to think about it at first, but once I got into it, which I do have a full walkthrough of it up, so good. And I just really liked how these paired together. I don't know what it is. They kind of just give off the same feeling. There's this, like, a little bit of, like, I don't know if frostiness is the right word, but there's, like, this blue tone that's present in both that just feel right. And so especially since we did go through that cooler period, this felt right. This bird oracle is so good. I love it so much, especially since we get the name of the bird and 3 keywords. So good. And this tarot has really just thoroughly impressed me. I think it does something really different, utilizing different times of day in the way it does. Adding meaning to that, I think is, I don't know, it's just really neat, and I don't have anything else that does that. And again, like, this tarot feels very dreamlike, where this feels very grounded in the real world, and I like the juxtaposition of that. Beautiful. I just think they're beautiful together. So, that is the spiritual meaning of birds with the Magical Hours Tarot. Oh, I'm realizing I forgot to get one of the pairs out. But let's look at, I've got one more, we've got 2 more to look at. But I'm gonna have to get one of the pairs. Actually, yeah, this is what I've been using this last week of May, and so they're in my bag, because I was bringing them outside. But anyway. Wild Chorus Oracle, oh my gosh, do I love this deck so much. And I was also pairing it with one of these Story Medicine Tarots, really did like that, but I have to say I think just a little bit more. I loved the Stolen Child Tarot with it. This is such an interesting oracle deck. So beautiful. The artwork is just incredible. And I love what was done with the keywords and phrases on the deck. They're very interesting, thought-provoking, I feel. And look how beautiful those 2 look together. Definitely one of those oracles where if you're someone who doesn't like to get into the guidebook, you kind of want what you need on the oracle card, I think this is absolutely one you could do that with. And I think it would be even cool to do that because it's, I don't know, it's adds a little bit of something to think about between message and messenger. Like, I think you absolutely can decipher that without the guidebook. Might need a little bit of a think, which I think is fun. But the guidebook is also really awesome. And yeah, I think these went together so well. Ugh, I want to use them again. I just might do that. I use this Wild Chorus one especially, like, so long. Relatively, in the month. And the only reason I really switched from it was just because the next oracle, I just really wanted to use it. I've been waiting to use it for this time of year, so once it warmed up again, that was really the only reason I switched, but it was a reluctant switch, because I love this one so much. I'm glad I did, because also loved the next one, but I knew I was going to come back to this one fast, and I'm already feeling like I want to. How beautiful is this? Full stop with the Wheel of Fortune. I mean, come on. May I experience this completely with the Ace of Oak? Ugh. Tend the edges, King of Flame. I mean, come on. That's so good. So good. So, that's the Wild Chorus Oracle with the Stolen Child Tarot. where's that last pair? Haha. It is the Apothecary Spirits Oracle with the Crystal Visions Tarot. Oh my gosh, I discovered this pair just like playing around months ago. And as soon as I saw them together, I was like, no, we gotta wait. We gotta wait until we can be outside with it. And it's like, we're into gardening season and it's somewhat warm outside that we just had to wait. And so it finally kind of felt like the time. It's been nicer out. I think this would also be fun getting into the summer. Oh my god, my battery. I don't know why I don't just always plug my camera in when I'm filming. Okay, we saved it. We saved it. But, oh my god, I loved these. Truly loved these. I pulled, though, the same card from this deck 3 times, 3 days in a row. Look how the colors work together. Oh, I mean, come on. I was so excited to find this pair because the Crystal Visions is one I really like, but haven't really used. And I think because, I don't know, there wasn't like an obvious match to it that I was excited about, and I've been excited for this one. I've truly been sitting on it for months. And I'm so glad it was the right time to bring it out. I don't, like, this is another one. It's probably going to come up in June too because I don't want to stop using it. I did also pair the Apothecary Spirits with the Sacred Grounds Oracle. That was beautiful as well. So the end of May it was Apothecary Spirits. I had quite the moment with that. But I really do love these two as a pair. I think they really work well. This is modded, so just to preface that, I took the borders off. So I don't know how they would go together with the borders on. Still probably would work. But I don't know. I cut the borders off mine. Oh, come on. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. So that is the Apothecary Spirits Oracle and the Crystal Visions Tarot. And that, my friends, I think is the last thing I have to show and talk about today. Very exciting. I'm so excited about everything I used this month. Just a good month. Loved it. So other than that, I'd love to know what your favorites were, as always. But other than that, I hope you're having a great day so far, and I'll see you again very soon.